From today, the opposition MPs are no longer in Parliament. Accompanied by thousands of supporters, DP Chair Basha, SMI Chair Kuramadi and MPs of the opposition parliamentary groups formally withdrew from their mandates in the Assembly. The Guard of the Republic has decided to withdraw their protection of former Prime Minister Sali Berisha. According to Berisha, this is Rama's revenge, adding that he does not feel frightened. Prime Minister Edi Rama met with the Speaker of Parliament, Gramoz Rucci, in the Assembly for almost 2 hours today. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Thursday, the 21st of February 2019. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The opposition conducted their protest action today, following through on their commitment to withdraw from their mandates. The leader of the opposition, Lulzim Basha, spoke to his MPs and supporters prior to the demonstration. Let's start our journey now. Follow me together. All of us should surrender our mandates as members of Parliament to put an end to the facade of this criminal regime, to take over our fate and to finalise this historic and patriotic act. I will stand by your side in this battle because I believe in European and American democracy. I believe in the rule of law that protects citizens and sends corrupt politicians to jail. For Edi Rama, resignation is just the beginning. He will be brought to justice as he deserves. I urge the police not to allow the defendant, Edi Rama, to exit the country's border, expressed Basha. Basha said that altogether they are not people of violence, but people of freedom and democracy. He confirmed they are the European future of the country and they will never accept a gang prime minister caught flagrantly stealing the people's vote as well as billions from the Albanian people. The chair of the Democratic Party, Lulzim Basha, made this call while Prime Minister Edi Rama was inside the parliament, meeting with Parliamentary Speaker Gramoz Rucci. The crowd of protesters supported Basha and promised to be with him and other opposition MPs during the official process to abandon their mandates. The Democratic Party chair, Lulzim Basha, put an end to Thursday's protest by singing the national anthem, but he invited the citizens to prepare for the next protest. Basha declared that opposition MPs now will be simple citizens as they gave up their mandates. This declaration was made in front of DP supporters at the DP headquarters after the protest in front of the Parliament. Basha was accompanied by the chair of the Socialist Movement for Integration, Monika Kuramadi, as all opposition MPs handed in their mandates to the Parliament. The opposition today handed over their mandates and locked themselves out of this Parliament of crime. From today, we are simple citizens, standing by your side, with you and for you. Today, we started a journey of hope that will not end until we overthrow Prime Minister Edi Rama. Let's spread the action throughout Albania and overthrow this criminal government, said Basha. The DP leader declared the conclusion of today's protest by inviting his supporters to prepare for the next battle. Six years after the change of leadership, the Guard of the Republic has decided to withdraw their protection of former Prime Minister Sali Berisha. The decision was made only shortly after the opposition protest launched today. The decision was not welcomed by two of the guardsmen, Ermal Zaimi and Ervis Tusha, who have resigned from duty as a result. Berisha said that this move was an act of revenge by Edi Rama, but he believes himself stronger and safer than ever among the citizens. I feel stronger and more motivated than ever. This was a cowardly and revengeful gesture by Edi Rama, but I am stronger among the citizens than anywhere else. I will continue every minute, every hour, every week and every month in the battle to demolish the narcotics trade within Albania and until the Albanians are able to vote freely, declared Sali Berisha. For Berisha, Prime Minister Rama's government is in its last moments. The demons of power are proving they are in their last hours. Their regime has no future. Berisha also commented on the cancellation of the plenary session, saying that this was the second time Gramoz Rucci had abandoned his responsibilities since the incident of 1996. On a personal level, this is Gramoz Rucci's second abandonment following 96. He fled once in 1996 dressed in his wife's clothes, passed through Kakavia. I have him recorded on video, which was provided to me by others, but at the time I chose not to publicise it as it would embarrass him. It was a similar action to that which he took yesterday when he cancelled the parliamentary session and left, explained Berisha. Berisha also spoke of the burning of mandates. The opposition MPs handed in their mandates in the name of values, so as not to stand a part of the facade of Parliament, where the presence of criminals, murderers and traffickers is more than in any other government. The MPs decided not to stay with the criminal government and instead to come to the citizens and to return the free vote to Albania. When asked how he feels about himself, without holding any title of important function after 28 years, Berisha replied, "Better than ever." He concluded by stressing that opposition MPs handed over their mandates in the name of their values, so they would not remain a part of this facade of a parliament. Prime Minister Edi Rama followed today's protests from the Assembly, where he held a meeting with the Speaker of Parliament, Gramas Rucci. His attendance at the Assembly began by meeting with Parliamentary Speaker Rucci at 10 a.m, the same time that the opposition had announced the launch of their rally in front of the Parliament. The meeting between Rucci and Rama lasted about 2 hours, ending when the Democratic Party chair Lulzim Basha announced that the protesters would move to the Parliament so that the MPs could hand over their mandates. In that moment, Rama decided to leave the Assembly Hall and head directly to the Prime Ministry. Security measures were applied at all three institutions, where the presence of the police forces were further strengthened with barbed wire. One of the additional security measures applied today was also the disruption of telephone signals, an action taken by the Electronic and Postal Communications Authority of Albania, commonly known as AKEP. Once the media became aware of this action, the AKEP immediately issued a statement expressing that the decision was made following a police command in accordance to well-defined schedules for the purpose of public security. Such an action hindered even the media from broadcasting developments during the protest as phone communication became impossible. Yesterday, the police warned the media to prepare with anti-gas masks, stressing that there were scenarios planned for violent entry into the Parliament. However, despite the police warnings of threats, the protest took place without incident. Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama was interviewed today by the Italian media outlet Il Messaggero, during which he stated that the Albanian people support him and that, after the protests involving Tirana, they stand by the current government. This cannot be called a popular protest. Here we have neither yellow vests nor students, trade unions or social centres. This is a protest organised by a government ousted 5 years ago, which the people removed from government with their 1 million votes. What surprises me more is the fact that the Italian media has applied so much importance to the opposition's protest, despite the organisers encouraging violence, expressed Edi Rama. The Italians must know that we have the local elections looming and that the opposition is far behind in the polls. I know the opposition will lose and that's why they demand for me to resign, said Rama. Regarding the police measures taken today, Prime Minister Rama told Il Messaggero that he does not give the orders to them as he is not the head of the police nor the Interior Minister. According to him, the Albanian police were shocked by Saturday's protest. He reiterated that no protesters were injured, unlike similar protests in 2011 where 4 people were killed. Speaking out about accusations of vote buying in the last election, Edi Rama stated that the OSCE legitimised that the election was held according to international standards and the opposition never opposed the result until October, when their race for the head of the government began. The Albanian opposition has no chance of winning with Lulzim Basha, Edi Rama concluded. With the application deadline closing today, the High Council of the Prosecution received a further 4 applications for candidacy to become prosecutors within the new structure. Official sources said that Irena Nino Vujoshi, a temporary member of the Justice Monitoring Reform Commission, was one of those who submitted an application to be part of the Special Anti-Corruption Prosecution. Likewise, Manyola Kayana, a prosecutor with the First Instance Court for Serious Crime, has also applied to be part of the new institution. Another candidacy was received by prosecutor Ndini Tavani from Tirana's prosecution, who for years has been part of the Anti-Corruption Task Force unit. The final submission was today received from Anita Yela, a prosecutor with the First Instance Court in Durrës. The 4 new applications today have led to a total number of 27 candidacies for the 15 vacancies within the Special Anti-Corruption Prosecution. Today marked the deadline for candidates to submit application documents to be considered for positions within the new institution, commonly referred to as SPAC. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.